Yo guys, sorry for the delay. It's Old Man G here back again. Doing something a bit different. Shout out to KSI, Adam in the comments, and Kobe. This is a channel update. It's a community update. It's not really around Manchester. Well, it is around Manchester United, but really, it's basically I want to just basically get you guys involved, get a bit of feedback, but also try and kind of give you an idea, obviously, of the start of 2021, what hopefully my ideas, my plans going forward for this channel going into 2021. So this channel, I mean, I reflect a lot on the progress of this channel in 2021. Obviously, the subscribers, the connections, as well as like the having a community that the viewers coming and watching. I really appreciate all of you. But one of my goals for this channel going forward in 2021 is I really want to get more of a community vibe, and I really want the people that are watching to actually drive what I do, because right now I'm actually doing a lot of this by myself, and I don't have unlimited time, especially with the job that I have. So last year especially, I was doing a lot of just different things, just throwing things out because you just want things to stick, and I just felt that going into this, that it's actually better use of my time to have things targeted. And I know when I've put up polls regarding certain things, like for example, the Red Devil Live podcast, where we talked about other footballing related teams and stuff like that. And that was always really popular. I'm hoping to bring that back. So that's the kind of Adam, I am live. I am live. I am live. Have you heard the news about Diallo? Yes, I think there's still some United essentially want him now. That's another thing. In the January, one of the things I'm going to be starting to do, hopefully, is do either daily or bi-daily Manchester United transfer updates, which will be going on usually in the morning. I'll either record them beforehand. I'm not 100% whether they'll be live or not. Probably they won't be live because I got to go to work at 9, but there'll be pre-recorded live streams, premieres basically in the morning, probably around about 8:30 time, 8:30, 9 o'clock time, that will go live, that will cover or follow Manchester United in this transfer window saga. That's basically the plan. So first and foremost, before I go into kind of what I think are my suggestions going forward, please, if you guys obviously have any questions, or if you guys have any suggestions as well, because like I said, this is kind of what this is what this is for. It's a community channel update. It's for you guys in the community, whether you're watching now or you're in the comments. If you're going to be watching this non-live, get into the comments and post your suggestions, really, so because it's important to me. Shout out to Lukmani, appreciate it, especially if you're new sub, man. Thank you so much. So I think one of the first things I've kind of already highlighted already, that I want to sort of bring back anyway, starting into this new year, is the Red Devil Live podcast. Now, for those who are aware of it, myself, Josh, Sean, and a few others, a lot of times this year, essentially, basically did a Red Devil Studio Live podcast. It was usually Monday evenings. Sometimes it was Tuesday evenings. It was a European show. We basically did a review of a lot of the Premier League fixtures, Syria, etc., and it was a lot of good fun. I'm hoping to bring that back. It might not necessarily be the same panel. You'll probably get a few of the previous panel, but there might be some new faces as well. What I want to do, because what I'm noticing the trend in YouTube is that there was a lot of most people run channels with other people, or do shows with other people, and there's a consistency. So I certainly want to incorporate that going forward, where I'm not just going live by myself all the time. And then when we do these Red Devil Studio Lives, you get a consistent group of people that you can actually form a bond with, almost, that you can direct questions with, you can get your views, and that can give different points of view. Draco, shout out to you, man. Draco, shout out to you, man. Sorry I missed your last thing. No, it's okay, Chief. It's okay. And it would be a pleasure to be part of it. But yeah, man, bro, exactly. Definitely. And Damien shouts out, what's up? Thank you guys for tuning in. A lot of people tuning in, which is great because it means that you can give me a lot of feedback. Draco, I'd love to have you on the podcast again. I really want to get like a regular crew of guys, like I said, that people can really get involved. And I think Damien has been on one or two. And I certainly think that's one of the things we want to go forward. Now, what I think is, and maybe you guys in the comments can help me, is like what would be the ideal day? Personally, for me, it's between going back to the old form of Monday evenings. That's UK time, by the way, or Friday nights. That's basically the two dates I can think of regarding when the Red Devil Studio Live podcast is going. And bear in mind, the nature of the Red Devil Studio Live podcast was basically to review, to discuss all the major European leagues and all the major stories around those leagues. Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, Juventus, AC Milan, as well as the stuff going on in the Premier League. So that's the focus, that's the purpose of it. It's not really to talk about Manchester United because this is a predominantly Manchester United fan channel. So I did tend to avoid talking about Manchester United in these podcasts, and so that we could have space to discuss these other things. So that for me is certainly one plan, one thing sort of going forward. I'll certainly put up a poll on the community tab, like, do you want it back? And if so, what day? Because at the end of the day, I want to get the most, you want to be able to target the biggest audience so that people can obviously watch fundamentally. That's just the nature of YouTube, isn't it? You want to get as many views, many people watching, as many people involved. And that's why I want going forward. I'm hoping 2021, we can increase and build this community. I can make a lot of good connections, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Is there an age limit for the podcast? Not necessarily. I think so long as where I sort of see it is that everyone has an opinion, and for me, it's not so much about age; it's about how you articulate and demonstrate your opinion. If you do it in a way that is constructive and informative, then it's fine. If you're just regurgitating what Ty says on AFTV, then there's a problem. If it makes sense. That said, that hasn't limited to age at all, Adam. Drake, I'm down for feature from end of Jan onwards. Haven't been on anyone's podcast for a long time, but for 21, I'll be definitely want to. Yeah, man, Drake, I really appreciate it. And I'll certainly DM you to get involved as to wow. I mean, Red Devil Live podcast is one of the podcasts. Right now, some of you guys already know that I do like a sort of a weekly show with my bro called Josh, who's an Arsenal fan, which is called the Red Gunners podcast, which is basically a joint United Arsenal show, because we both support the show. We're both brothers. We like talking about football. It is what it is. That's going to be something that's going to continue going on just because of the ease of how we can actually get it together. So that's at least one weekly podcast that we're doing. The Red Devil Live podcast, when I'm going to do, I do want to try and bring back the, and which is what maybe Draco might want to get involved, the 100% Manchester United podcast. So for those, that 100% Manchester United is in the name. It is 100% Manchester United. It's just going to be talking about Manchester. Ooh, crap. I didn't know my charger was busted. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, everyone. I'll be right back. Right, sorry about that. Apologies. We're back. Battery just busted, so I'm here. I'm pretty much almost all the time. Okay, cool, Damien. Yeah, and I know you're a Barca fan, so definitely from the Red Devil Studio Live point of view, we'd definitely be happy to have you on. Like I said, no problem. IMAX Football, okay. Someone told you that before. What's that in relation to? What's that in relation to? Just Damien says Ty is a legend. That's one way of putting it. Definitely one way. So I'm muting myself again. So yes, the Red Devil Live podcast. So essentially, 3 podcasts. My ideal is to have 3 podcasts sort of going forward. The Red Gunners podcast, which I said I'm doing with my brother, and that will hopefully be a weekly show. The Red Devil Live podcast, which is basically all football related news. I'm going to hopefully get ideally a consistent 6. I think the only issue I had with some of them before is that if you had maybe too many people, you wouldn't necessarily be able to get all the points of view across, and our podcasts and shows would often go on for like maybe 2.5 or something hours. And it was great. It was good fun. But probably I'm thinking we're going to try and keep things shorter and keep things consistent so we can deliver the quality. So the ideal is probably to get like a rotation or like a solid core 6 people from different perspectives, because we want to obviously cover the Premier League, but also Serie A, La Liga, the Bundesliga, etc. So if you have a team that you support in the Bundesliga, if you have a team that you support in Serie A, if you have a team that you support in any leagues, even the Scottish League, etc., I think that's the best way of going about it, rather than just having tons of Manchester United fans on the Red Devil Studio Live podcast. On the 100% Manchester United podcast, it would just be Manchester United fans, basically. And the Red Gunners I've already told you guys about. Just as long as it's between aims for our school, then okay. All of what you said in relation to the future of the channel. Oh, it's in advice from you, mate. Maybe, mate. Probably, yes. But yes, because I remember you mentioned about having too many people. Yes, I do remember that. It was quite a while ago, mate, but I do remember that. And you're right. You're absolutely right. You and Joshua Bros, or do you mean? Yeah, we're brothers. We're actually biological brothers. Shout out to Sven from Norway. Thank you for watching on Twitch. I appreciate it. It's a community update. So yeah, get your thoughts on what you feel the best thing going for this channel. That is a good point, actually. And something that I really want to just address just quickly, actually, now that someone's watching on Twitch. 2 seconds, everybody. Okay. And that is other mediums and how we kind of use other mediums. Obviously, this channel has actually grown mostly through YouTube. I do have a Twitch account, and if you are watching and you want to follow me on Twitch, it's Red Devil Studio. The link is in the description. We've also got a Facebook group as well, and YouTube is obviously one big medium, one of the biggest mediums, but it's not the only medium that I'm going to use. The issue that I had over the last year is I basically use the other YouTube through these other mediums and not really focusing on developing content solely for these other mediums, and how I would go about that. Facebook, obviously Facebook has its communities, etc., and that's one thing. And I feel like it would be very difficult as an individual to just stretch myself over 3 different mediums. So I'm not going to say that for the people watching on Facebook or the Facebook community that I'm going to be solely dedicated to supporting the Facebook community, unless someone comes in to help. But as far as Twitch is concerned, there is an opportunity for Twitch, and I'd be curious to know, like, what if you are on Twitch or do on Twitch, what actually you would like to see on that. One of the things I was hoping is to maybe do watch-alongs, more so watch-alongs on Twitch as opposed to YouTube, just because it kind of messes with the algorithm bit. But watch-alongs, different teams, so not just Manchester United, but Chelsea versus City, for example, or Real Madrid for some Champions, all the generic stuff, all the other Red Devil Live Studio S stuff, basically via Twitch, and possibly maybe when it comes to FIFA PES, if I ever get back into those, going it that way as the specific content for Twitch and not necessarily to cross onto YouTube. Those are obviously suggestions in that respect. But so let me know what you guys think about that. But if I'm thinking about the Twitch going forward, or obviously the live streams, we're streaming to Twitch right now, obviously, and Facebook will still go ahead through those mediums. But for specifically Twitch-based content, it's probably going to be a time between gaming, and by gaming I mean PES, not FIFA. So for those who want me to do a FIFA career mode, I mean, maybe you guys do. Maybe FIFA career modes are popular. I wouldn't mind, you know, I just don't like FIFA anymore. So if I'm going to play a football game, it's probably going to be PES. But if there's enough demand and enough of people you want to tune in, then yeah, we can do FIFA. You know, that's fine. Average Joe, shout out to man. Sorry, man, again, college education can't be as much as mate, bro. It's fine. Thank you for popping by and supporting the community. That's all I ask, man. You know, so it helps. It's encouraging as well, and it means that like I feel like I'm just doing this for nothing. People are watching. People do like the channel. People come back. You know, so you know what can I say? That's encouraging to me because, bro, you know, YouTube can just doing YouTube content can be incredibly discouraging. You know, if you're not seeing the results, if you're not seeing your labor, and that's why I want to hopefully try and do these channel updates as a regular thing. Because I want to basically tell you guys how actually I'm feeling about this whole thing. You know, my YouTube journey. You know, what's going on. You know, with the channel, outside the channel, etc. So that you can still see that I'm sane, and that you at least have an idea of the direction that we're going through and what we can do. You know, because at the end, I'm a human just like you guys are, and like it's just good to have that interaction. Adam says I'm also buying fan. That's good. That's cool. That's good. And oh, take care, man. Got to go. Take care, man. But yeah, no, thanks, man. So yeah, so regarding Twitch, basically, that is the plan anyway. Hopefully, if I go back to live streaming, I probably will go back to doing some live streams again. It'll be via Twitch. I'm still not 100% sure whether I should be doing because every time I do a live stream, I've noticed, and this is insight into the idea of YouTube analytics, is that every time I do some sort of a watch long or thing, it kind of messes it up in terms of how YouTube recommends your channel and recommends subscribers and affects views, etc., because of the nature of how long the watch long is. Now, that's for me specifically. It will probably be different for other channels, especially the more that you cover. So yeah, it's I'm still debating on it. Part of me thinks that I might just stream to Twitch directly, and then because you can clip the videos, upload those videos to YouTube. That's kind of what I'm thinking regarding that. I'm not 100% sure about streaming on YouTube for watch longs just as yet. But you know, let me know. Oh yes, Pez. Yeah. I'm not into that FIFA sort of stuff. Mo, thank you for stopping by me. We're watching you doing a great job. Thanks, man. See stuff like these comments like that, like really make it worthwhile, really. You know, so because I went into 2021 thinking like, man, you know, we've grown a lot, and I'm thankful for your support with a monetized channel, and hopefully with the trinkets of YouTube ad revenue that come in, I can start getting more stuff. We've made a lot of collaborations. You've seen a few different faces on the channel, and I want more of that. But sometimes it's just good to just take a step back to reflect and figure out where we should be going and what the direction is, and just refresh things up a bit. Because to be honest, towards the end of last year, I felt things were getting a bit stale. You know, a match review, a reaction, or this or that. Like it just felt a bit monotonous and repetitive, and getting that motivation to do stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. The fact that Manchester United are doing better helps. When they were doing badly, it was like, oh man, just have to do this and the win. But now they're actually playing well. It does. You do want to go live sometimes. You do want to get involved, and that's really useful. Keep doing your thing, man. Thank you, Average Joe. Love your content. Thank you so much. 2 people should always be a focus, maximum 4. Just my opinion. Do you mean in the podcast setting, or do you mean just as I'm in a general sort of setting? And thanks, Adam. We are definitely going to follow you over to Twitch, man, with you. Yeah, man. Thanks. Like I said, for those who are on Twitch or subscribe to Twitch, please get involved. Now, I literally, there was something in my mind that literally just was in. I was like, right, I really want to talk about this. What was it? Damn it. Literally forgotten it. Okay, let me at least retrace one of the other things that things I want to. Well, one of the things I'm thinking about bringing back. I talked about it a bit, and this is 100% Manchester United. So this was the other Manchester United podcast. For those who have been to the channel for a while, and there are videos on the page. 100% Manchester United is what it says. It was a fully Manchester United based podcast. We had likes of Draco. We had different people in every week. Unlike the Red Gunners, which is fairly straightforward talking because with my brother, the 100% Manchester United podcast was good, but at times because of myself and others, like getting a consistent core was difficult at times because every schedules need to sync, etc. So my ideal setting would be weekly, but there's a very, very good chance that it'll most likely be bi-weekly instead. But if those of you guys in the comments, and this is for you guys, we're talking about community involvement amongst this. If you want to get involved in this 100% Manchester United podcast, what I would say though is that I think these days, from what you can see, a lot of people, it's a lot more about engagement, not about facial engagement, etc. So what I want to see going forward, at least with 100% Manchester United podcast, not so much with the Red Devil Live, but certainly with 100% Manchester United is if you've got a camera, if you've got a working mic, a stable interconnection, that would be very useful, basically. So I'm open, and obviously send me a Twitter, a DM, or comment on this video if you want to get involved, email me, etc. But I do ask that you're prepared to come on camera, you have a stable internet connection, and that you've got a good audio so that we can at least keep the quality of the podcast up. And then if you're prepared to at least do something, at least bi-weekly going forward. That's something that I really want to get back because I think United are in a very good situation, and we can take things from there. Let's have a look at something. Need to spice things up, says Damien. Yes. Well, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Never expand until you set a foundation first on YouTube. Exactly. That is true. It's a general stream. People get a chance to fully understand points faster. People get the chance to fully understand points faster. Gravitate to topics more. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Chief. And I see some HH references from Average Joe and Damian Perez. Yes, no. Shout out to Have Hope. To be honest, I'm gonna hopefully try and get him because he's a good because I do appreciate the opportunity from Have Hope, and hopefully try and get Have Hope on the channel a bit more, or we do a bit of toing and throwing and bantering. So because he seems like a solid guy. He's a solid guy, and to be honest, I don't know many YouTube channels that really do this sort of open hangout setting, i.e., they give people. Most channels, they pre-select people, not all, but most, to come on to give their viewpoints, friends to friends, etc. Have Hope and maybe one or two others are the only ones that do that, where they're like, right, come on, have your say, get involved, etc. And I think that's really good because I feel that's how football opinion should be, no matter whether you disagree or not. Is my point. Adam says, random question, what's your favorite food? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'm part Nigerian, so it's probably going to be jollof rice with plantain and some really, really good fried chicken. That will definitely be my favorite food, mate. So yeah, 100% Manchester United will hopefully be back. I'm going to be sending some Twitters and DMs along just to see if I get a core group. Anywhere between 4 to 6, but as long as there's a core 4 going forward, and we will hopefully be able to give you a lot of that, a lot of the content going forward. So that's 100%. And if you want to get involved, remember, send me just contact me. Just contact me, and we will do that. Sorry, 2 seconds. Now, here's something that I'm curious to see what your thoughts are, because I've if you probably noticed over the course of the year, I started doing less and less and less of this, and this is live post-match reactions. I do them from time to time, but for those of you who are with me near the beginning of the channel, in the beginning of the year, I used to go live a lot, like almost every single time we finish a game. I do more live post-match reactions than I do live match previews, which is an interesting thing. At the start of the year, I would do not that many match previews, and if there were, they were half live, half recorded. Now, towards the end of 2020, most of my match previews are live, and majority of my post-match reactions are not live. Part of that is because, to be honest, the view count and engagement rate wasn't that much different, whether they were post-match were live or not live. But another thing as well is that, like, there's so many YouTube channels. When I started, I think just under 2 years ago now, or just over a year, there weren't that many United. There were post matches, but there weren't that many going live. You know, like this whole year, this whole nature of this pandemic has really transformed how people do YouTube. Because you've got to remember, before this, people, you know, most of the reactions and things were at the stadium. You know, so United Stand, all the big YouTube channels, AFTV, etc., all their stuff was at the stadium, was recorded at the stadium. So if you want to get on these channels, on these things, you were at the stadium. So it was only people who couldn't get to the stadium that you did something like this, which is you had a live match reaction and you get people in. And that's, whereas I think now everyone seems to be doing this now. Everyone is doing it. And I think that this is the future of fan channels going forward, because, you know, you don't have to go to a football stadium when you can contact people and get opinions from, you know, the comfort of your own home. And so as a result, there's obviously a lot of competition for eyes and things and stuff like that. And sometimes, at least in my opinion, it's just better to, you know, have an instant match reaction, get my initial thoughts, and then maybe have a further discussion later down the line, which is what I think. Essentially, what I'm saying is that maybe going forward, I mean, I'm interested to see what you guys would think, that I'm focusing more on just doing instant match reactions. You can see what which aren't live, but actually the breakdown, the discussion of the game, the talking about it will actually be in the 100% Manchester United podcasts. See, 100% Manchester United podcasts will be focusing more on Manchester United in the week and talking about that, which will be live, as opposed to my post-match reactions going forward. At least that's how I see it. That could change. But right now, I've just felt that, like, it doesn't seem to be it's not as worth it as much as it was back then. That doesn't mean for special occasion when I'm so happy, you know, if we win a league, I'm going live, you know, trophy-wise, I win live, you know. So I'm not going to stop doing live post matches, but I just feel that they're not necessarily worth it. And yeah, fair enough, Chief. I like it, but there's so much other live stream. Exactly. So this is the thing. Everyone is live streaming. That's one. It's not because I'm like, oh, I don't want to do something like that, but it's just kind of like, you know, it takes 5 or 10 minutes to record an instant match reaction. Doing this can go for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, etc., hours or whatever. And often, as you said, there are other people going live as well. And so I feel, and maybe are better at it, and that's fair enough to them. But I'd rather, you know, like I said, this year for me, unless obviously I said other people get involved, etc., is more to try and focus my efforts on what works and what doesn't work. Like just now, yesterday, my Buy Supreme video, somehow got 1.4K views, which is one of the highest in a while, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. From different followers, get from different. I liked it when you like it, but there's so much other live stream when you do it. Have different creators, get different callers. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that that's what other people do, and that's fair play to them. And getting it can be quite, because everyone is doing their own thing. So it's like someone's going live, I can't get that person in because he's doing and so forth. So it's a bit of a challenge. But like I said, it doesn't mean that for certain big occasions that I won't. And it particularly says this, hopefully you go live after the Liverpool game. I'm going live after Liverpool. Well, it depends. If we get spanked by Liverpool at Anfield, I'm not going live. I'm not going live if we get spanked by Liverpool. But if we win, if we get the dub at Anfield, I might be going 24-hour. I might be doing if we win at Anfield, I might do a 24-hour stream. What do you say about that? And even things like things especially for things like for transfer deadlines. So, for example, I will be doing a live transfer deadline. So, certain key things, important things, of course, I'll be going live for. Especially with the terrace. Yeah, I've been noticing. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the football terrace because a lot of people I speak to on Twitter, I think, have got shows and stuff like that on the football terrace. From what do they do call-ins? I'm not sure if they do. Like, the impression I got was that they get, I think, people that they know on the show, but I don't know whether they still do call-ins or not. I am going to be doing some stuff with Jay, Deborah, and Neeks regarding a sort of equivalent to Fan Park Live call-in thing, which stay tuned for that. So I'm going to probably be on the football dugout a fair bit, just reviewing and post-match reaction to various things. So stay tuned for that. That is actually an update on the channel. I'll be getting involved with Deborah, Neeks, and Jay, and hopefully going forward, you'll notice me on there a bit with bits and pieces and reacting to things. So that should be good as well. Gonna go hiding. Take care, Chief. Average Joe says, is Pogba staying? If we win the league, he might. I don't think he will, but if we do win the league, then maybe he might buy into this dream after all. Because a part of me is thinking, like, I know he wants to leave, but Juve aren't going to be winning the Champions League anytime soon. So if United win the league, does Pogba really want to go back to? Would Pogba really want to go back to Juve to just get another Serie A? Because I generally don't think that Juventus are going to be winning the Champions League anytime soon, even if they have Pogba in that team. They've got a major rebuild to do, and so that's been my whole thing with Pogba, was that Juventus in particular, Real Madrid, and even to Real Madrid are in the process of going into a rebuilding phase. We're now starting to come out of a rebuilding phase. Right now, we're thinking, right, we need maybe one or two, but we're not rebuilding. Whereas Juventus and Real Madrid are in the process of rebuilding. Certainly, Juve are. So it just seems a bit strange for Pogba to go to a team that's basically going to be rebuilding again, because that's essentially why he was leaving United. But it's my 2 cents. 24-hour. They do call-ins every now and then. All right, so they do call-ins, but it's not like consistent. That's fair. That's fair. So on to the next, hopefully, discussion. And that's on collaborations. How do you even pronounce? I'm not even collaborations. Jeez. I'm gonna hopefully become more professional as the week goes on. But yeah, collaborations, whatever. It's spelled wrong anyway. Collabs. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing that up is that, like, one of the things you probably noticed in the year is that what I'm trying to do, especially for match previews mostly, is get people on from rival fan channels. That's going to change. I do try and contact sometimes to get responses, sometimes I don't. It's variable right now. That might change going forward. But certainly the notable ones that I can remember this year, we had the guys from Everton fan channel, great guy, solid guy, and that was good. We also had obviously Have Hope. We did the Chelsea preview. Your boy Leicester FC, we had that as well. Newcastle United as well got involved as well. There must be some others that we did. And obviously our Southampton buddy who's been here since the beginning, to be honest. We did a preview of him as well. So for me, collaborations are the thing 2020, and what I want to do going forward is I want to have when I do my match previews, I want to kind of change the format of them slightly. Initially, with most of my match reviews, I'm doing it by myself. I just say, listen, what I think we need to do, how I think we're going to win, how I think the other team's going to pull up. This is the starting 11. This is my score prediction, and around it off. And it's usually done in less than 20 minutes, depending on how many people are watching. what I want to do with obviously getting people on is the form will be similar, but I want you to know more about what we should expect from the rival team, which is what the other person is there for, but also doing a combined 11. So hopefully on Tuesday night, we're going to have Yannick, who's a Manchester City fan, on the channel, where we're going to be previewing the Carabao Cup match, and I'm hoping to do a watch along for that as well. We're going to be doing a preview for the Manchester City versus United Carabao Cup game, and as part of that, I want to do a combined Manchester United Manchester City 11, where we have a debate on the preview. Who do we put, and that form almost a significant part of the preview as well. And obviously, you guys have your 2 cents of that as well, and that will be clipped from the channel and then uploaded as a separate video, as it were. As in, this is the preview, and then this is our like combined 11 type of thing, and that's what we'll do going forward. Whether that extends to match reactions, I'm not entirely sure, but I think certainly as a first, from a preview point of view, that's my sort of plan going forward. Let's have a look at some comments. And if Juve lose, if Juve lose Serie A this year, what a crazy it would be if AC Milan won the Serie A, United won the Premier League, Rangers win the Scottish League, and RB Leipzig win the Bundesliga. That would be absolutely crazy. As far as I'm aware, I haven't checked the Bundesliga table in a while. But as far as I'm aware, are Bayern still top? Are Bayern still top? German Bundesliga. Yeah, let's have a look. Yep, they are. Yes. And they've got a game in hand as well. So yes, people, Bayern are probably gonna walk away with this Bundesliga. They probably will. Maybe try and come with United stand. That's tough, man. Shout out to the guys who understand for what they do. So, but there's obviously a lot of them very busy, etc. And sometimes just people are just really busy, So, you can't collaborate and do things with absolutely everybody, So usually maybe pop an email, a tweet, a DMC, and if I get a response, fair enough. If I don't get a response, fair enough. You know what I mean? So, but I just assume people are busy, or maybe they don't want to collaborate. It is what it is. So I just entertain the responses that I get. Or football, or Stretford Paddock. Yeah, I should probably contact those guys. Those guys are sound as well. They all sound really, Get some fan coverage from other leagues. Yeah, that's another thing as well. And like I said, that does kind of point to the football dugout stuff that I'm going to be doing, hopefully with Devo, Neeks, and Jay going forward. There is a guy, the guy from Bayern Now, who's a Bayern fan, who's really sound as well. And go to his channel, subscribe. He's a pretty good sound guy. Tactical Manager, for example, is another friend of mine who's doing a lot of American and South American football, is really sound. And obviously JD, does I think he's got 2 channels and does a few other bits and pieces. I'm bad at giving ideas. No, those are good ideas. Maybe have a neutral guest and then previous an objective take. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing. So far, obviously, sometimes they're just United fans. I do obviously want it to be ideally the fan of the team that we're playing against, because I think that will gives everyone a better perspective of how to go into this game. But even a neutral fan coming on, if we can't get a guest, I think will certainly be a good idea. So yeah, collaborations are going to hopefully be a big thing going forward, and hopefully as well will take the channel to new heights as well. Expect to see me on other channels, and expect to see friendly faces on other channels as well, and hopefully even from next week. This is also something that this is an idea. We're 40 minutes in, almost an hour. Jeez, man. Okay, fine. I'm almost done. But this has been good, because thank you for the interaction and the suggestions, because it's very much appreciated. But this is an idea, because there are obviously a lot of regulars that come and watch this and stuff. And if wanting your say, wanting your thing, and it being on the channel and it being a regular channel, fan cams obviously an idea. It's very easy to do fan cams using StreamYard now. Very easy. Just send you the link, come in, clip, download the video, upload it, export it to YouTube. It's not. It's fairly straightforward. So it is an idea. I'm still not. I would think, again, given it's fan cam, again, you've got to be on camera. So having, again, a good mic, a good good internet connection helps. I don't think, obviously, it's just me, so I don't have the manpower to go for. But I think one of the positives is that if I do my instant match reactions and not live post-match reactions, what I usually do, it will give me more time to do fan cams, which is one of the reasons why I'm putting live post-match reaction on the back burner. So if you think, I'm not. Let me know if you think it's a good idea. Get a United tie. Get that money, Red. Well, hopefully, bad. Hopefully, Chief. Hopefully. So, for those of you watching or those of you interested, fan cams are a potential idea. And I think that if I obviously go down the scenario of just doing instant match reaction and pre-recorded, it frees me up to do more fan cams. And it's an idea. I think it's an idea going forward, and at least starting with maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, and getting people involved, because it's all about opinion at the end of the day. And I think a lot of people want to hear their voices and want to see people interact with them, and maybe people to give them feedback as well. So let me know what you think about the fan cam idea. I think I will probably start with a small amount and then basically see what the uptake was. When I trialed it initially towards the end of last season. I think Tom was on. We had Usman, who's sound, and who else did we have on? I think those are the two. We had those guys on, and it worked, So yeah, let me know what you think about those. Lastly, and this is kind of just as we round up, there might be other stuff, but like I said, I'm hoping to do these on a maybe a monthly basis. So you'll get like a community update sort of thing every month, so you can kind of see where we're going, and you get a forewarning for that. Other channels. It's always been in my mind. I technically have two: the Football Studio and the Veg Shack, but they're effectively dead because I've been spending essentially 100% of my time, with a few exceptions, with this channel. It is always in my mind about, because being Red Devil Studio, it obviously restricts me. We can do other stuff, but it does kind of limit you to being basically a Manchester United fan channel, even though we cover other stuff. The Football Studio, when I made it, was the original intention of just covering other stuff. But again, when you're doing this by yourself, it could be a bit difficult to just. It's a lot easier to cover one team than it is to cover several teams if you're doing things by yourself. If there's 3 or 4, if the 3 or 4 you share a channel, you're different, and you support different things, then it's easy. And that could potentially be an option if one of you guys, if guys want to get more involved and want to form a team. There's already a channel there that can work if you want to sort of get involved. But the chances of that, especially with my potential work with the Football Dugout going forward, might be it might not be possible. What might be possible, there are two options, and I said, let me know what you guys think. The first option is I'm seeing a lot of channels do these clip kind of shows, clip channels, like where you clip key moments, key segments, highlights, essentially, from what's going on. And so there is a small possibility, depending on how Pro Games go in 2021, that I might set up a clip channel so that people can post clips or clip certain moments from the channel that we don't want to forget, that we want to highlight, and upload them for all to see. So I think that certainly is an option. But as oh no, it's I can see anything as Average Joe saying read a comic book channel, yeah, and that's the second thing. So a clips channel based on the clips posted on this page, but also as Average Joe is saying, a comic book channel. And I do have the Red Shack, and I do want to do stuff with the Red Shack. I really do. So I and whether it's comics, because people know I do read comics. I play video games from time to time. Don't have much time. Top of things, other things as well. So the Red Shack is definitely something that I would want to take further in 21. It's just a matter of time and what to discuss. But outside of football, anime, Transformers, video, all the rest of it, it's there. I'm done. It's there. So that's certainly there. And especially I think when Marvel certainly gets the act into gear, it's definitely there. It just again comes with time and when and where. And right now, with all the stuff that there is in Red Devil Studio, is there a time where I can fit for maybe one video a week for the Red Shack? Possibly. But if you do want to get involved with that, especially when it comes to, I think the issue with the Red Shack right now is that I don't really know what I want to do with it. Do I just post what I'm just interested in, or do I want to do specific things? Because the comic book, it's a very entertainment-based channel. So do I do reviews? Do I do thoughts? Do I do commentaries? I have no idea what I want to do. And so I'd be very curious to see what you guys, if you head over to the Red Shack, I'm not posted there in a while, but if you look at the types of views that are there, if you could just give me maybe an idea as to what you think would be interesting, would be good if I was able to start it up again, that you'd like to see. So when Average Joe says about a comic book channel, well, what about comic books? Is it that you want to see versus discussions between different people? Is it that you want to see a review on a comic book series? Is it that you want to have maybe an audio like a lot of people seem to be doing? What do you want to get out from it? And hopefully I can at least begin to cater to some of that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Everything. Going into the future. So going into the future, and it's hopefully 21 will be better than 2020. Is all I'm saying. Hopefully it will be. But guys, thank you guys so much for getting involved. I really, really appreciate it and the feedback. And it's really so much people watching, giving their 2 cents. It's really important to me. And hopefully some of the ideas that I've discussed, obviously Red Guardians is going on, but 100% United, Red Devil Live podcast, ongoing collaborations, fan cams, Twitch, etc. Hopefully some of these things you'll start to see in the upcoming months, and hopefully we go from strength to strength. We're at 2,700 subscribers now. Aim is to get to 3K before midpoint of the year. And let's hope for some growth, man. So maybe even get to 4 or 5K by the end of the year. That who knows? But let's keep on growing. And if you want to support Manjeet, please please subscribe, please share, consider becoming a member as well. That was another thing, membership. Actually, well, that'll be for the next community update, membership, because I would want to discuss ideas of what you think, how you would, what you consider, what you'd want what you would want from being a member of this channel, because I've got a lot of ideas. Actually, no. Before I go, let me actually discuss it, because it is a key topic, because we do have it up here. Let me go. Channel memberships. So I was about to go, but then literally that came into my mind. Average Joe says, before I read him, Average Joe says, a versus series, okay, so something like Goku versus Superman or something like that, and we discuss pop culture, cartoon and stuff. Yeah, sure. I think I like the idea of a hangout type setting like that, like maybe it could do like a weekly open. That could be something, a weekly open hangout where we talk about different entertainment-based topics. So similar to almost the Red Devil Live podcast, except we just have a nominated topic, like Goku versus this is that, and we just discuss it, and it's open, anyone can join. That could certainly be an idea. So yeah, let me just make a final point so before I go on channel memberships. It is something almost that's part of the channel. It does help the channel. Please consider becoming a member. But it's also just as having a discussion as to what you get from it as well. And I'll bring up probably again towards the beginning of the other channel update. But essentially, I obviously want to make it so that like people become members, that's worth it becoming members, not just deliver the same content. So for me, if we're talking about in quote exclusive content that would be for channel members to get to subscribe, the things that will come off the bat would be what like one-on-one question and answers, for example. The big thing really for me is the versus battles that I'm keeping as basically like a channel membership exclusive versus battles for channel members. So put this United player against this player and have a commentary as well. Obviously custom emojis as well. Hangouts where people can obviously discuss what they want, and then just video requests essentially. So like, do you have a specific video or topic or area that you want to discuss? Those are kind of the things, and then you could maybe get into the idea of merch and stuff like that as well. Specific channel-based merch, which hopefully, depending on how things go this year, we might get to see some. But yeah, those are kind of the things I'm thinking about when it comes to channel membership. That will be exclusive for channel memberships. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we can go in the area because it does support the channel. I know everyone's broke, especially this year. I know I am too. But all the money that comes from YouTube and comes from you guys, super chats, whether it's for super chats or whether it's from memberships, etc., goes towards the channel, goes towards lighting, goes towards thumbnails, goes towards, it all goes towards the channel. It's not like I've got a better job than doing YouTube. I just do this because it's fun and I like it. But anything that's brought goes back into this channel and making it better. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm hoping to get more, like a better camera, for example, a better audio, and just improve things going forward. So yeah, those are the types of things that hopefully I will create more of specifically for channel members, for those who want to be channel members. And then if you become a channel member, we'll have a conversation, because I want to tailor what I do, not the channel, but I mean in terms of membership towards what you obviously would like, and not just say, here's this, you just get this of being a channel member and that's it. But it's actually an ever-evolving thing, and we'll take things from there. So that's just a brief 2 cents about channel membership. And like I said, consider becoming a member of the Red Devil Studio Army, and let me know what things you like. If you were to consider becoming a Red Devil Studio member, what are the things that you would like as part of membership? What are the things you like as a perk, as a star, something? Let me know, and I'll consider adding it to the bunch. It's cool. Right. So yes, that's everything, guys. We've covered pretty much everything. Thank you guys so much for being involved. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X. Smash that notification button for Manchester United news. Join us on Twitch as well at Red Devil Studio, and consider becoming a member as well. Have a nice day.